Hi everyone, in today's video we'll be recreating this gown with exaggerated hip effect for a 4-year-old. I've cut out both total amount of fabric I'll be needing for both back and front, which is the bust divided by 4 plus extra 5 inches. After that, I will mark out my shoulder measurement divided by 2. After marking out the shoulder measurement divided by 2, I'll go down with my vertical measurement. Vertical measurement is the measurement along your body. Then my chest is 6, shoulder to waist is 12 and a half. I'm making this outfit for a 4-year-old child. Then shoulder to the hip is 17, shoulder to the full length is, I wanted it to be 23, but I'll be marking it at 25. That will be for extra 2 inches for extra allowance to be on a safer side. Then after that, I'll just go ahead to roll out the line. Next thing is to get our neck width and neck depth. So I made use of 3 inches for the neck width and then 3 inches for the neck depth. Then I realized that it was too much for a 4-year-old child. I reduced the depth by half inch. That means I marked out 2.5. Right for the back, I make use of 1 inch for the depth. You can also make use for the width. Since for a child, depending on how wide you want it to be open, you can make it to be 2.5 versus 2.5. And I came down by half an inch. I didn't use 1 inch this time around because it's a child for the shoulder slope. The next thing is to create a curve. This was me correcting the neck depth, which is 2.5. I'm no longer making use of the 3 inches. Next thing is to create the curve. The curve, I just did a freehand with the curve, which is by dividing what I have on the bust by 4. Then I use that as my guideline to create the curve. I'm sure we understand this. You can also go ahead to measure around the child's armhole to determine what you want for the armhole. So what I have there now is 7.5 and I added my sewing allowance. The next thing is to divide what I have on the waist by 4 and also mark it down. Because I don't want this outfit to have a dart, instead of marking down 5.5, I went ahead to minus 1 inches, which is supposed to be for the dart, and mark out 4.5. I hope you understand this. Instead of marking the exact waist measurement, I minus 1 inch from the exact waist measurement. Then I mark down my sewing allowance. Went ahead to do the same thing with the hip. To get that exaggerated hip effect, I added 3 inches. 1.5 inch will serve as the allowance for the hip effect, then 1.5 inch will serve as the sewing allowance. So what I have on the hip line is what I extended down to the hem length. You can either choose to make it straight like this, or you can decide to extend it and make it in form of a shape, which I later did. As you can see what I did in the video, I changed it to the A shape, but preferably the A shape to get that wideness it has at the hem length. Then I went ahead to join it. The next step here, after that, I didn't want the hem length to have that sharp effect it normally did. Then I came up by 1 inch to create a curve for it, then connect it back. The next thing is to do the zipper bulge measurement, which is going in by half inch. The zipper bulge intake, so we go in by half inch, then extend it to remove the zipper bulge. After that, we proceed to cut out. Just pay attention so you notice the way I cut it out. After that, this is what we have. So I've gone ahead to cut out the lining for both the front and the back. I also went ahead to use an stay to iron at the hip, exaggerated hip effect. You can see even without sewing, the hip effect is already showing, but adding an stay will help make it more firmer. And if you notice, I also went ahead to iron an stay to the neckline. Then if you notice, the length for both the ankara and the lining is actually different. The reason why is because I'll be using the lining to turn over the ankara. After sewing, you understand what I am talking about. So I'll go ahead to make it to pin it right side facing each other. Take it to my sewing machine. Then I'll go ahead and sew. Firstly, I'll sew the neckline, then also top stitch the neckline. After that, then I will go ahead to make sure that the back and the front, the length for both the down part is equal. Do the same thing also for the front. Then let me go ahead to sew it, then I'll come back to show you. So this is what we've got. I've gone ahead to do that and also join it at the shoulder. As you can see, if you don't know how to join to turn your shoulder, let me know in the comment section, so I'll do a separate tutorial on that. Then if you take note, you will notice that the ankara, I've already turned out the ankara. You understand why the lining is now shorter than the ankara, if you notice. So that is what I was trying to achieve. Then I'll go ahead to pin it down, pin down what I have. After pinning, I'll go ahead to mark out. If you notice, I added 1.5 inches for my sewing allowance. Then I've gone ahead to use half inch out of that 1.5 inches to turn my fabric, that's to turn my ankara and the lining. Then what's remaining now will be 1 inch. So I'll mark out that 1 inch on both sides. Do you understand? Mark out the 1 inch on both sides, take it to my sewing machine and then sew, and also attach my zipper. Done with my zipper, I've gone ahead to also attach sleeve. You can actually attach any sleeve of your choice. Then I went ahead to attach this to sew in this flowery stuff to also beautify the fabric. And this is what we have for the final look, and that has bring us to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe.